You could go for a white monster right now? Well, that's not a very nice thing to call me. Hey guys! Welcome on in, welcome on in. Pull up a chair, sit down by the couch, or on the couch. The difference between the ones I like and the ones I dislike are who I allow to sit on the couch, you see. Hello, boss. Hello, awesome. Super epic magic ninja Freddy. Hey, Katya, getting drunk again? I actually haven't gotten drunk in quite a while, I'll have you know. When was the last time I drank? Oh, easily. It's been easily a month or more. I'm trying to be a bit of a teetotaler, you see. You know how some people go, oh, it's not an addiction, I can quit whenever I want, and then they continue to do said thing? I'm actually an evolved creature. When I say I can quit whenever I want, I actually mean it. And alcohol and energy drinks are just expensive. I don't want to empty the casino's coffers on something so pedestrian.
Boss not drinking? She's scheming something big.
I just gotta stay awake. I gotta do my job. I gotta run this place or it'll run me into the ground. How much would you exactly drink to empty an entire casino's coffers? Well, if it's high enough quality, I mean. One bottle of the good stuff. Yapping stream. Many such cases. Yes. Yeah, today is a bit less streamlined. Typically when I do a chatting stream, I like to have like a major topic that I pin kind of as my title. Maybe make a themed thumbnail for it, but nothing particularly struck me this week that I really wanted to get into the guts of. I mean, there are some things that I'll always want to talk about. But there's some things that you can't talk about in polite company when you're on the job. Katya's like the one noise Norse story where Thor lured the elevation of the oceans. That's how much alcohol drinking before she stopped to prove a point. Fascinating. I mean, we could go back to talking about Indian depopulation again, like last time. That was an interesting that was an interesting topic. You know, if I wanted to get nuked off the face of the planet, quite like our topic of conversation last time. This Mambo is dead. He's sleeping. He's napping. Mambo drank everything. That's why Katya hasn't drank in a while. Oh, you got it. You got it. I mean, look at this fat little rat bastard. You can't have shit in Chiron. If he was dead, do you really think I would let him sit in the corner of the stream like this? Like, what do you think I am, Hassan? Do you think I'm Hassan Piker? Electrocuting my animals? Don't answer that. Should I give my rats a little shock collar? I think that's a great idea, actually. Hey, Toons, you guys want leashes and shock collars? You sick freaks. I hate all of you. Maybe that would keep you in line. Instead of electricity, she throws bricks at us instead. I've thrown enough bricks at you to the point where they could be recollected and built into a whole new casino. The son doesn't shoot his dog only because he knows that would tank his revenue. Whereas, you see, I, as an advanced creature, an enlightened being, know that every time I shoot somebody, views go up.
I've been here for a while and I have to say it's wonderful to see how far you've come. I am so glad that you are thriving and having fun. Okay, back to normal. Hey, Knife Ear, shouldn't you be with the working girls instead of pretending to run a casino?
Only if the leash and collar is spiked.
I think Fido lost some of her viewership because these are some degenerate fucking supas.
You are Asmongold. This dead Mambo is your alarm clock.
You just fucking call me Asmund! Oh, okay, so we're getting 3 dead rats. Alright, line them up in a row. Alright, you're getting executed, Middle Eastern style. Hands behind your head, everybody. Need to set an example. Behave yourselves. Put that degeneracy where it belongs. You sicken me. You disgust me. You don't deserve my spiked shock collars.
Sable of a cad.
Stop! Is this the stream that finally gets me canceled?
Oh baby, a triple.
As they say in hockey, it's a hat trick, baby!
Hey boss, this is my monthly kick. Degenerates get the cement shoes.
Why, thank you very much, Possum. Thank you. Yes. Degenerates get a kick, yes.
Please, everyone knows that the spiked collar would be on you.
Oh, okay, really? Who do you think is brave enough to put a collar on me, let alone a spiked collar? That's an awful lot of reaching you're doing there. Well, Spinzilla had a good question. Hey, Katya, I don't know if you've talked about them before on stream, but what are your thoughts on Disney adults? Ooh. Me, I'm brave enough. Alkavi, die. Kill yourself. Now, you aren't even worth a penny's worth. You aren't a penny's worth. Out the window. But yeah, Disney adults, oh man. Here's the thing about Disney adults. They are an excellent example of a groomed, brainwashed demographic. People on Twitter whine, bitch, and moan about, oh my god, you're a groomer, you're grooming. Talking about 19-year-olds seducing 17-year-olds when it's like a reasonable 2-year age gap, right? But they fail to notice the very clear grooming on the corporate level to the point of a religious nature when it comes to Disney. And they've been very blatantly open talking about it to shareholders, talking about it to the media, about how it was always their plan to raise lifelong customers. They will say explicitly the words, we always wanted to have children grow up in the Disney brand, and raise their own children on the Disney brand and to have adult themed stuff once they got older for the Disney brand. Like, they want to have forever customers. That is genuinely like textbook grooming. Like, it is quite sickening. Because here's the thing. Childhood is a simple time for a lot of people, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's traumatic. Yes? And so, if you've got a good life, you remember the good times via the media you watched back there. You get nostalgia. If you had a bad life, sometimes that little piece of childhood nostalgic media is the only nice bit of childhood you had. Regardless, the environment you grow up in, the era, the timepiece, the media that is popular at that time will always be always permanently tied to that time in your life. And if you were part of the demographic that grew up watching it, regardless of your social economic status, you are going to have a form of relationship with it. And mega corporations like Disney recognized this and the potential that it had early on. Now, not like from the very beginning, that's, assuming an awful lot. But they recognized it early on enough that once Walt Disney himself stepped down and his son, I think it was Roy Disney, kicked off the next era of his branding, they were able to strategize for a very long-term diabolical project. Now, Disney himself wasn't, that great of a guy, but he had a form of moral compass that he tried to follow. He had his interesting passion projects. But these days, everything is dictated by the politics of the era, by what they know will sell, and it's less about telling a cohesive story from start to finish with good characters, with characters that will be remembered for decades to come, less about entertaining families and more about squeezing the last hot dime out of a Disney adult. Or, virtue signaling to that Disney adult's child. Roy was his nephew? Okay, I thought he was his son. Hello, Katya. Hello, Grim Reaper. Despite all the grooming, a lot of Disney adults still smell. Well, again, now, here is where it gets into the interesting part. A lot of times, very functional people will not become Disney adults. I have yet to meet a Disney adult who is like a true by-the-books Disney adult in stereotype, who is a functional member of society. There's always, to some degree, something inherently very wrong with the person on a base level. There is some form of supreme mental illness. And it's either tied to, trauma in childhood, or maybe they just, were given dealt a bad hand genetically. And so they had less faculties to work with mentally. Or hell, maybe they suffered brain damage early on because of chemical slop that was fed to them. Who knows? There's so many different ways that somebody can, fall on the crutch of nostalgia bait that is scientifically engineered to take advantage of them. And some people, it isn't Disney. Some people, they fall on other things, but almost consistently, anybody older than 16 who is massively obsessed with Disney to the point of Disney adult in that nature. And I'm not saying an adult who likes Disney. That is different from a Disney adult. Those are actually genuinely two different things. One is just really stupid, and the other one is somebody who has a cult-like mindset, and it actually drives a lot of what they do in their normal day-to-day life. As a person born in 2005, thanks to modern day, I always wanted to chase the nostalgia people always gush about, no matter the cost. Yeah. You sure that the art degradation is real, though? Maybe the art was always pro-profit. I
know and chat with an actual serial groomer, and you're right, Disney is a proper groomer. Almost everything else is Twitter bullshit.
How can you even be obsessed with the art of a particular company? Every company is peak content, it's mid and it's slop. It's not about the art, it's about the branding. Disney has become very good at the art of branding. It's given itself a reputation. And if you don't like some things that Disney produces, you will guaranteed find something else that Disney has produced historically that you can attach yourself to. It is such a all-encompassing thing that they have a very wide net. No. And earlier I saw a comment about it being art, like, maybe it was never art, it was always pro-profit. That is the thing about art, historically, is that it's not mutually exclusive. There is going to be a financial bent to it so that it can exist. Artists themselves can and do approach projects with specific artistic intent, but if they cannot get funding, at the end of the day, they cannot create what they want. And typically, earlier in the life cycle of artists, companies, whatnot, they have more freedom to actually put their budgets where their brains are. But as they get bigger, as you rely more on investors, as you have to now appease the audience that you are slowly but methodically growing, the grip and control that you personally have on the risks you can take becomes looser and looser. And the people that now control your day-to-day, the financiers, they have now tightened around the throat of your creativity. And Disney has gotten so big, so overreaching, that the only way that it can function at this point financially is by appeasing to every single stock and shareholder whim. And unfortunately, the shareholders don't necessarily care about what is the best for the children that are watching the content, the adults that grew up and they want something more to approach, you know? They care about their bottom dollar. Bottom line.
It's the same with people who defend Nintendo with their bullshit such as the Palworld fiasco despite releasing subpar Pokemon games nowadays.
There's also bad art and bad artists who can't find funding. Yeah, no, there's all sorts. Daring today, aren't we, Beavis? Oh, what did Beavis say? Mickey. Ew! But no, like, hell, even those big, beautiful paintings that you see on the ceilings of cathedrals painted by Michelangelo. He did it for profit. He did it for the dollar. But, you know, they have great historical relevance. They were painted with a very specific idea in mind, and they were set up to stand the test of time. But ultimately, it doesn't negate the fact that he did do it because he was commissioned to do such. Would Disney make more money if they stopped targeting mentally ill Disney adults and sold out on broader audiences by making genuine work? No. That's the thing. Disney has kind of trapped themselves into a corner by creating a very insular audience. They have guaranteed permanent money until they've disillusioned their audience or their audience runs out of money. Outside of the Disney adult audience, they have damaged their reputation so badly, and they have tanked so many historically wonderful projects made both by themselves and other companies, that they have lost all trust from the normie audience. Like, maybe a normie once in a while will give them a shot, but typically, people these days don't trust Disney the way they used to. If you're a parent, let's say, and you want to take your kid to a theater, yes, I know, what a novel idea. People still do that these days. back in the day, if you saw that Disney had a movie in theaters, you wouldn't question whether or not you took your kid to that film. You automatically assumed, oh, this will be something that me and my kid will both enjoy, and you went there and you sat down and you watched it. Now, the general consensus is, oh, Disney has a film in theaters. I need to check online to see if this is something appropriate for my kid and myself, or if this is garbage that will cause issues. And this isn't a political thing. Both sides of the spectrum are feeling this way. Should we even say both sides at this point? It's one of those goddamn dot grids at this point. The whole grid has lost trust in Disney. The only people that explicitly, blindly bumble their way into theaters to suck off the long arm of Walt Disney's corpse are those who have been sold and bought the lie. I have a cup of tea today. It's very nice. As expensive as theaters are, there are very few movies even worth spending the money on. Like, I'm sure it's the same mindset with Netflix and... Oh, that's right, Disney has a streaming service, Disney Plus. Like, seeing the logo doesn't guarantee quality anymore, and that is where they fucked up. So if they lose their Disney adults, they lose their American audience, their Canadian audience, and probably their British English audience as well, their Australian audience. I don't know about the rest of the world. I don't know how the rest of the world views Disney, but I know that those specific audiences, once they lose all those Disney adults, they lose the majority of the people that are giving them money. They still have US audience. It's still their biggest one, as far as I know. The issue I have, especially with Marvel, is that I can't watch anything new because I'm missing 1,000 hours of story that I haven't got time to catch up on. I have always hated Marvel. It was tolerable until Thor 2. And I genuinely enjoyed Thor 2, shockingly. People say, oh, I stopped watching Marvel because more Thor 2 is shit. No, Thor 2 was like a silly, goofy ride. I really liked Loki. I could low-key connect with him. Not like a sexy way, but like in a, he's literally me kind of way. But after that, every single goddamn Marvel film was so impossible to get into because it wasn't fun. Even the ones that people swear up and down are fun for the sake of fun. No. Even the ones before then, there was always the element of preachiness, but like, it always felt like if I was sitting down and I was watching a Marvel film, they were trying to make a point, and it often took me out of the story. And then there was the issue of a billion sequels and all of the movies tying together in an extended universe. And, you know, in theory, that's really cool. It worked well with, like, comic books and all that, but comic books are easy to pick up and put down in digestible little chunks. People aren't going to start a movie and stop it and start it and stop it every 10 minutes or once a day or whatever. Like, people typically sit down and they watch a whole movie. And a whole movie, when it's a Marvel movie, is multiple hours long. So you have to be really, really committed to sit and watch thousands of hours of Marvel slop if you really want the whole thing. And it just honestly has never been worth it. The pure essence of millennial writing channeled into IP for general audience to gobble up on that slop. Oh, you are so right, Maximus. It is the most painful millennial Tumblr slop. Petition to bring back the 90-minute movie? Oh, no, that already exists. That's just what episodes of TV shows are now. Genuinely. Because episodes are anywhere between like half hour to 90 minutes for any given show these days. What I think they should do I think they should go all in, and they should have 4-hour movies. Genuinely, because you can get a whole beautiful story through that. Like, you could do a whole book that way and not miss a single detail. But, big but, they need to do what they used to do way back in the day and have intermissions. Now, movies like the Titanic, they were split into multiple VHSs so that you could have a break in the middle. And when you watched it in theaters, back in the day, they would give you like a 10-20 minute break so that you could go get popcorn or whatnot, or go to the bathroom. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was the very first film I ever watched that had an intermission in the middle, and I remember thinking that that was the coolest thing. It was only on one VHS tape, but that was like a 3-hour movie. And also Sound of Music had intermissions. I think that was honestly peak for cinema to do. And getting rid of having the intermission kind of ruins the live viewing experience in a theater. Now, to be fair, you don't need an intermission, especially if you own like a disc or it's digital. You can always pause it. But I think baking an intermission into something at least saves the live experience. VHS Katya Sabletoons. You leave me alone, okay? I love VHSs. I miss CRT monitors. I liked sticking my face up to the glass and feeling the fuzz on the TV. Those things rock. Okay, who cares if cathode tubes were probably radioactive? Monty Python movies, the intermission said short stories in them. God, the Monty Python movies were fun. VHSs are peak. My wife insisted on getting 2 CRTs. They're amazing. Unironically, I kind of want to move out of this office, my streaming space. I want to have a whole dedicated streaming room, and I want my desk to have like a CRT monitor that I stream off of. Like, I think that would be so fun. Like having 2 modern flat screens, like a wide regular one, a tall, vertical. I was gonna say horizontal, but that's sideways. No. A horizontal monitor, a vertical monitor, and a third CRT on the side. I think that would be peak setup.
People who don't know or care about VHS taped movies are probably uncultured.
No, Nix, they're not uncultured. They're probably just under 18 years old. In which case, they need to be removed promptly. Okay, real talk, anybody born after the year 2005 not knowing what a VHS is, or having very little to no experience, or only knowing about it through cultural osmosis and not experiencing it themselves, it makes me a little bit sad.
Worthwhile and devour. Accept this small donation for the cause, and while I'm in attacking range, surprise head pat.
Stop! Ah! I'm born before 2005 and I've never actually used a VHS. I used a VHS player until I was about 10 or 11, but I know that I was very late to stop using it. Most of my compatriots had fully switched over to DVD by the time I was 5 or 6. It's fascinating what kind of technology we can clone in Zeiton. You see, we have our own kind of equivalencies over here, but we do have some tech that we've absolutely done our best to kind of enjoy for scientific reasons and replicate when things fall through portals. You see, oh.
CRT monitors were PKF, literally free anti-aliasing. I remember switching to an LCD screen after my CRT died and thought games looked much worse.
Oh, absolutely. There's such charm, and the colors were also softer and more... There was just... there's a charm. I remember being able to lean in and seeing all the dots, and that was the coolest thing. But no. The thing about Fair is that this is literally just like another place, another planet, so to speak. It's why I'm so fascinated watching Earth, because we exist at the same time, just in a different place. This isn't like a alternate universe kind of whatever. This is literally just like wormhole to another place. So the fact that you guys are sitting in the year 2025, like, we have a different calendar. We have a different set of years. We're in a different year, but we still exist at the same time. It's just the civilization states are different, and how we developed along the way is also different. There's a lot of similarities because I suppose once you reach a certain level of evolution, like, a lot of things just end up naturally occurring the same. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot we could learn from each other back and forth when we have the chance.
I remember when DVDs first showed up in video rental stores and had their own section. Does this make me old?
Yes. But in a charming way. Speaking of old, I know that this bit is old, but I think I want to kill one of you right now. XOYV, I think I'm going to kill you today. Any last words? Oh, have a good one, Mariano. Good luck working on the stop motion. You guys can't see it, but when I timed him out, his deleted message was, "Wait, what?" Yo, was that the FBI? Officer, I didn't do it. And if I did do it, he deserved it. Yeah? 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 Come on, officer. Why don't you take a load off. Lay down on the couch. This rat here will massage your shoulders, yeah? Yes, you will. Good boy. Anyway, this rat will massage your shoulders, and I can get you some cognac. It's fine, we're gonna plant coke on him anyway. Well, yeah. We don't have coke here, we just have Nacodite. You ever read any of those books on those shelves behind you when you're bored, boss? The shelves only have books that I've finished on them. I add a book every time I finish it. I personally very much like The Count of Monte Cristo. Very good book. Very hefty book. I reread it pretty recently when I was at Vexpo. Hey boss, can you explain why exactly you have Ivan the Terrible kills the sun painting in your office? Oh, because we got like a print of it. Fell through the portal when I was like a teen, and it fast became one of my favorite artworks. And so I commissioned a guy to recreate it. And that's what I have here in my office. I studied a lot of classical art history. Now, your art history is something that people here don't actually have access to. This is something that typically only a Sable would really have. Again, my fascination with Earth is a very niche topic. Like, people know it exists. There's whispers about some of the things about it, but you guys are more of like an urban legend. Only those that really have access to gates have more information, because we're the ones constantly picking up your shit. Yeah. But why do you like it? It's got pirates! It's got revenge! It's got a daring prison escape. It's got the misuse of a corpse. It's got a guy burying an infant that he thought was dead in front of his wife's mansion under a tree, only for that to be exhumed and then raised by the main character. Katya, you fought a pirate. Of course I fought a pirate. That pansy had nothing on me. Depending on your opinion, every use of a corpse is the wrong use to someone. Have you watched the old movie version of Monte Cristo? I have not actually watched any film adaptation of Count of Monte Cristo, I'm gonna be entirely honest. I've only ever read it. Was he even a pirate or just pretending? Oh no, he absolutely was, He definitely was a pirate. He was just a little bit of a fancy one. Yeah. Nah. After everything went down, we dragged his sorry ass back to the casino, threw him in a cell for a day or so, looked up his information, and I mean, it does check out. He is a privateer. He just started his career very recently. He used to actually do legitimate, like, trade running. He used to have his own little noble lineage. Then he fell off. Many such cases. All accent, no yarg. I mean, you saw him. He was baby-faced. He didn't even have any hair yet. Bro immediately went for the final boss while being only level 5. I mean, hey, that's just how Mafia works. Oh, you didn't tie his legs and let him sink to the bottom of the sea. No, having a spare ship at my beck and call is a very useful thing, especially when the crew can't be shot to death. You saw those freaky little wooden puppet guys. No, I've cut a deal with the guy. He's still technically reporting back to my brother, but now he's also reporting back to me at the same time. It's good to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, you know? I offered him a better cut anyway, so he really is double dipping. He's siphoning the shit out of my brother's resources, but in return, you know, he's taking a little bit from me too. If anything, he's doing me a favor, siphoning from that dipshit. Honestly, Dominic needs to get a better hobby than bothering me. Zeiton martial arts or the classic Chiron? No, it's just simple self-defense. I literally just hit him upside the head with the butt of a gun.
Pretty boy, huh? So he was your type? I will now ship you too.
You ship us? To where? Huh? where would we be going? I think he's too flamboyant, by the way. Pretty, Don't worry, Toons, he's getting below bottom shelf booze Lamau. Gonna need to watch the VOD this time, so don't get it deleted. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never delete a VOD. He's the one wearing the collar in this case. Yeah, because he's a bit of a bitch. Look, if you are a grown-ass pirate and you're taking money for an assassination attempt, it should take more than a bullet in the hand, a bullet in the leg, and a pistol whip to the skull to get you down for the count. He needs to man up. Ship to Detroit. How does selling drugs to Nakota help you screw over Dominic? Selling Nakadite to Nakota isn't necessarily to spite Dominic, although everything at the end of the day is for the sake of profit. No, being able to destabilize some filthy savages and have an increase in land, increase in manpower, in general, just furthering the goal of the Empress, will ultimately help me in the end in securing my future position of power. I don't ever want to be that high up, but I want to be solid enough that I can build my own house. Because let's face it, House Sable is totally defunct. It doesn't matter if he's carrying it on with, like, the name and, like, the shell of its reputation. It's toast. I need to build a new, stronger base of operations, a fresh House Sable, so to speak. One that cannot be eroded from the inside out. Only then will I be able to enact a proper revenge. My revenge isn't done until I have strength. And when I have strength, I have power, and I have all the information, I have all the cards, I can publicly humiliate and have him executed. But before then, he cannot die. Okay? He can be humiliated, he can be maimed, but he cannot die until he, has suffered enough. Also a little bit of trolling for Nakota. Oh, hell yeah. You ever worry the Empress might see you as being too much trouble for you for all that it's worth and might try to Epstein me? No, Maximus, because she needs me. She needs me, and the thing about being an elected official in Chiron as head of state, being Empress or Emperor, it's not something that the people elect. So it's not like I could win her position from popular vote. I couldn't overthrow her and usurp her throne even. That is not how it works. The reigning leader is chosen by the Valorbane. The gun I have here, Pennyworth, he's sentient. Right? He may not like me, but he chose me, and so I can use him. The Valorbane works in much the same way, and it chooses the next leader of Chiron. And it doesn't matter if you kill the previous leader, you can't inherit the Valorbane. And it's not a bloodline thing, so the Valorbane isn't passed down from father to child or whatever. No. It picks the next ruler once it notices that the current ruler is no longer fit to rule, and it stops working, straight up. It stops being able to give direction, it stops being usable in a fight, and it stops talking to its owner. When the Valorbane resonates with a new person, it is immediately clear to the entire population. So, because she needs me. She needs my knowledge, my network, my influence, much of which is growing every day, and I am very well protected now. She's not going to remove me. She can't remove me. If she tried to remove me, that would be incredibly stupid. And as the wielder of the Valor Bane, I'm sure she's wise enough to not want to remove me. When your stupid brother goes, I have armies, I have trust, I have slaves. What do you have? And you look at him with a funny smile, knowing how to convert the buffest of men into the most feminine. Ah! Yes, well, I have an army of femboys. I am shooting you with my femboy laser. Pew, 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 pew. There's that wonderful vocal purr I'd been lacking for. A pleasure to hear it once again. What vocal purr? Huh? Huh? What? I've got one of those? It's pretty rough to realize you lost your entire empire because your weapon is giving you the silent treatment. Well, when our previous ruler, Emperor Alexandros, handed it off, so to speak, it was only because he fell ill. Now, there's a difference between I've caught a common cold and I'm dying, Scoob, I'm dying. So, I just guess it's fortunate that the Valor Bane was still handed off while he was alive, and so he can just rest for the rest of his days. You got a sexy voice, boss. I am not paying you more. I don't care what you say. This tea is nice. It's an herbal tea. I'm a bit nervous for karaoke tonight, I'm not gonna lie. I've purposely avoided doing karaoke content unless it's a highly specialized environment where I have ultimate control and there's a very limited set list that's pre-planned, because if I don't practice and I don't plan, or hell, even pre-record in some instances, I am scared of fucking it up when live, like very badly. I have an irrational fear of being out of tune, but it's been requested, and I thought, you know what? If members want to see some karaoke, I'll give them some karaoke. So I've got a very loose set list I've planned tonight. And if you show up and you put in a request, I can't guarantee I'll get to it, but I'll definitely consider it, and we can pop it on the list. That's how you know it's going to be live, because I'm going to be taking requests.
Theory, Pennyworth just wants to be handled by a young-looking woman. Elven blood is coming in clutch despite Katya being in her early 50s.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not in my early 50s. I happen to be a very, very sweet, lovely, intelligent 23-year-old. Thank you, Girth Demon. Oh my god, it's the Girth Demon! He's back! You ain't stealing my girth today, buddy. I worked very hard to achieve it. How many seasons of 23 are you on, boss? Oh, what's that supposed to imply, huh? I have a question about Pennyworth. With the 777 charge, what would happen if he shoots another magical sentient weapon? Nothing. I think. I don't actually know. I've never tested it. Though, again, here's the thing about sentient weapons. Arcana weapons specifically. there is some of them. There is a volume of them, but there's a limited volume of them. And they're around, and people know about them, but there's not a lot of them. Like, think, ethnically born British people. There's not a lot of those these days.
The karaoke is gonna be excellent, Donna. We believe in ya, don't worry. Thank you for all tunes. Let's nibble on the Dominic's cheese.
That is a crazy sentence to end off with, Undying, but thank you for the 5. I hope the karaoke goes good. It's going to be happening around 7 p.m. PST, so that I have a little more time to prep. The British catching strays. Oh, but they're not allowed guns there. They have knives. But how did they get made or birthed? Look, I might be an information dealer, but that kind of information doesn't come cheap. I can't be giving away all my secrets for free. That's the kind of thing people pay an arm and a leg to learn. Do you really want to know the answer, or are you just bored? Hope you don't get overwhelmed during it, considering your health the past few days. I'm as fit as a fiddle. I wouldn't have planned it otherwise. I may, take an illness here and there, but I'm as sturdy as an ox, and just as brutal. I will say, Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny is absolutely going to be on the set list, because I'm going to need, like, a palate cleanser of dumb, funny bullshit to clear up the seriousness of the rest of a set list. That's, like, my go-to palate cleanser song, because it's very goofy, and I can be as out of tune and off pace as I want, and it doesn't matter.
Spill those secrets, kiddo.
Hey. I know that I said there's a price, but there's no, it's, thank you for the 100, but like, it's a bit more of like a severe price than monetary. I'm gonna have to ask the people.
We are more led to. Pretty sure I can find some volunteers down one of these alleys.
I'd have to ask to make sure that I've got clearance for that kind of thing. It's very specific. Very. If I spill my organs, will you spill the secrets? Summon the oil barons. Nope. Put those oil barons away. Everyone has a price. Oh, fuck me. No. I mean, I have a price. I always have a price. I have a severe price. But put the wallets away.
So what? Name your price.
I mean, this is a state secret that could get me in real trouble, guys. Hold on, I'll poke the liaison I have to the queen. I'll send a rat to ask if this is something I can talk about. Because I do have a price, but...
Active my trap card. Summon the magic plastic cards en masse.
Shut the fuck up! My dog's being a little clingy right now. Gotta zap him real quick. Hassan? Hassan Piker? Alright. I've poked my liaison. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's catch up real quick. Let me guess, you're not 23. Katya Sable! What are you talking about? I literally just had my 23rd birthday. Domain expansion, the prisoner? Shut the fuck up. Lol, Katya having too much money is not exactly a problem to have. Nah, I never said that. It's more the principle of the thing. I assume a lot of living magic weapons work the same, like dragging someone's soul and painfully embedding it into a weapon. I will say that magic weapons are born. They're not artificially inseminated, so to speak. I mean, I know Zaiton's working on something, but it's not the same as, let's say, Pennyworth. Pennyworth woke up one day like this, so to speak. He isn't a transformed anything. This is just who he is. Pennyworth has no soul. Well, I would say that the Arcana gem, like the gem right there, that acts as his soul, pretty much. Kind of like how a soul in me and a soul in you kind of functions. All natural degenerate. Yeah. No, the racism that he has is all his own. He developed it himself. Is there time dilation between realms, like 100 years passing in Narnia? Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure that where I live and where you live, time is running basically on the same scale. That's why we can plan streams and whatnot between places. That's why we can collab with other VTubers, because there's no time dilation. That would be a fucking nightmare if that was the case. Well, people are saying realms and planets and all that. The best way to describe it is, I suppose, a planet, honestly. Alright, my contact has said one thing. And for the price, I think it's reasonable to talk about it. There's different qualities of Arcana weapons. And Pennyworth was born. Something like the Valorbane was also born. Cannot be replicated. But there are some Arcana smiths that do exist. There is some level of an attempt to try and recreate. Now, it's not at the same degree, not at the same quality, clarity, even. But there is active attempts being made at this very moment, both in Chiron and in Zeiton. Now, you guys know, okay, so there's Beavis, but there's also Pygmy. Yes? Do I have, is he in the room with us? Pygmy, where are you? Pygmy? Yeah, come on in for a second. So, Pygmy here, he has a prototype Zeiton Corp piece of weaponry that I've accrued for him. And this is an example of kind of a smithied Arcana weapon. Come on. They paid the price. Show them the gun. Yeah, you thought this was just a little laser gun, didn't you? No, this is an artificial Arcana weapon. It does the job. And from what I hear, it doesn't talk back. I don't know if that's a bonus or a negative. But they're a lot more easy to control. And they're a lot more like batteries than people. I think I've seen that. Yes, but we've never really talked about it. We're not supposed to talk about it because we're not supposed to technically have it in Chiron. This is... Yeah, this was a special gift from the Emirites to me, okay? It's a display piece that just so happens to sometimes be used actively. Okay, get out of here, bozo. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. No, Miss Fido would potentially have some information. She's more at liberty to be a little more loose-lipped about this than I am. You see, withholding information is my job because I profit from information. What's the value in information if everybody has it? Yes, but she's a detective. Her whole thing is, right now, currently, she's digging into the kind of controversies, the conspiracies even, going on in her place. It's actually very amusing, watching her discover things that I've known for like 3 or 4 years. But no, if you want to learn more about Zeiton's weaponry, she's literally looking into that right now. Yeah, she's been poking me every so often for hints. It's like watching somebody play a video game and they have to consult the guide every so often. Pygmy is literally Yelf Postal, dude. Oh man, he'd love hearing that. Pygmy just gonna show he has a lightsaber casually. Such bad employees that boss had to teach us basic lore shit every stream. We should have heard this after the first 2 months of being trapped in this planet. Well, you're not trapped. You've always been here. You're a toon. What do you think of amputee people missing with missing The bartender watches my streams. I'm gonna get in so much trouble if I talk about my thoughts about amputees. If I talk about amputees, I will be struck down by lightning this very day in this very seat. We do not... Did you mean need more ka-ching to loosen those yappers? No! And now you're just taking the piss, Sabra!
So what you're saying is that Fangsie is as bad at video games as you are.
Okay, I will say this. She's actually a pretty good gamer. I don't know if you guys have been sitting in on her horror game Let's Plays, but it's very fun to watch. Actually, I'm planning to do something with her on Halloween. Oh, I should show you guys, actually. Undying, shut up. Abra, I'm gonna get angry at you, by the way. I know red's my favorite color, but god damn it! Let's see, hold on, can I pull it up? I showed this last stream, but I'll show it again. And I know this is a thumbnail of my stream, but I'm working on, well, actually, I'll show the, so this was the progress in like a day. So it went from this one to this one, and it's looking real good. But I am making some 3D models for me and Fangsie to use for a Halloween event. There we go. And there's progress on the Fangsie model. And that was just a test. There we go. And there's the one I made for Fangsie, and there's the one I'm working on for me. Now, I know that we both already have some, and we've got some stuff in the works, so these are just going to be temporary, but I thought, well, I need practice, and it's good to have something a little higher, like, personalization, you know? Very personalized and easy to access and add more costumes to when we need them in the moment. Do I have the Halloween costume work in progress? Hold on, let me grab the video file.
Looking very smoochable, boss.
Why, thanks, sugar. That'll that'll cost you $10 per smooch. Just kidding, I'm not a third floor employee. That degeneracy is beneath me. Okay. Abra, just for you, I'll talk about Weaponfall. Okay? Just for you, I'll talk about Weaponfall. But the rest of you better keep your mouths shut. Okay? Better keep your goddamn mouth shut. Okay? Keep them shut. Keep them shut.
Okay.
That was... Nope! Abra, put that away. Abra, put that away. Abra! Justin, that was... Justin, that was a joke. You know what? I'm a man of my word. Okay? You're gonna have to be the stand-in, okay? Okay? Can you accept... Well, it's your job, so you're gonna have to accept his smooch by proxy. Okay? You ready? I'll take a week's worth of debt off your sentence. What are you, gay? Get over here, you little shit for lips. Get over here. Where'd he go? There we go. Don't look like you're gonna vomit. I'll kill you. Anyway! Weaponfall. Anyway, Weaponfall. Where were we? We got sidetracked, and there was something important we wanted to talk about. Very demurricious. Shut up, red hair cross!
Very demure kiss. How cute, boss.
Necroclip, shut the fuck up, schlimpfter. So, I don't know if you guys have seen the current state of the world map. Now, it's ever evolving. I'm always on a mission to try and expand our atlases. But Weaponfall, you can actually see, is a big crater in our world map. And it's more than just a cute name. It's more than just a cute name. Quite literally, Valorbane was there. A lot of the sentient weapons, including Pennyworth, were born at Weaponfall. Again, it's called Weaponfall because, well, to be honest, it's a crater. The weapons kind of just fell there. I don't think a lot of us really know their true origins, but they did originate there. And when we do find true sentient weapons, they always end up there. We have expeditions that run there every so often to see if we can find any new, well, weapons. It's not very often. And so typically, now, when I got Pennyworth, I was an interesting exception in that typically when weapons resonate with people, they don't go bloodline as a rule. But my father had Pennyworth before, and they were resonant. Now, maybe it was just the circumstance and how I obtained him, but we resonated basically immediately after I fished him out of the ashes of the building. Now, does he regret resonating with me? Every day, and he lets me know that. But he's got a bit of personality.
Who's more annoying, Disney adults or Deltarune fans?
What fucking John Wick shit was Papa Sable up to meet Pennyworth? Well, he wasn't necessarily up to John Wick shit. He was a proper businessman, and, you know, he was a noble. And nobility kind of like to flex that they've got shit that nobody else has. Yes? Now, Pennyworth wasn't really used all that often. He was more of a display piece back in the day. Now, I use them for his purpose, and he doesn't like it. He likes the days when he was pampered and treated like a little princey poo. He doesn't like that he actually has to earn his keep and, you know, get, if he wants to be shiny and polished and, you know, submerged in the finest of oils. He actually has to do his goddamn job. But, you know, back in the day, he used to have it easy. But before he had it easy, he was fished out of the ashes. So he really shouldn't be complaining when I make him do his job. And he really should stop going on strike when it's funny. Anyway. To answer your question, Disney adults are still more annoying than Deltarune fans because Deltarune fans at least grow up and grow out of it, or they, at the very least, you know, feel shame down the line, or they move on to a different fandom. Disney adults will stay Disney adults forever, and I think that they, honestly, you know, for the sake of everyone else, should die. Do you give Pennyworth the oiling he needs? Oh, if he does his job every day, I give him a nice shine, give him a polish, give him some oil. He's got a favorite brand, you know. Prissy little princess. He has a favorite movie. It's this awful romance flick called The Notebook. I can't stand it. But when he's bored, like, I can put him on a pillow and I face him towards a TV. Like, I point the barrel at a TV and he watches The Notebook.
Smooch me hearted, Papa.
Don't you ever call me that again, you little shitbag. Alright. I feel like I'm gonna form an ulcer if I have to keep doing that. Wait, is pennies worth a tsundere like the boss? I'm not tsundere. It's a bit cringe. Tune's better called Don. Hell yeah, Beavis. Ugh. But yeah, Weaponfall. But the information about Weaponfall is extremely classified. It is purely for nobility and nobility only. I mean, anything can be bought, but at the same time, there is now an expectation that you are not going to be spreading this, yes? If I find out that Weaponfall is common knowledge now, like, people can speculate all they want, but nobody really knows much about sentient weapons, and the common man doesn't have access to sentient weapons. We keep Weaponfall blocked off from the regular citizenship for a very important reason. Now I'm gonna spread that rumor. Oh, okay, you're gonna spread those brain cheeks between a bullet. Hmm? Meanwhile, the Chiron chat channel. And what are those bozos saying? Father Katya, stop calling me that! Hi, Frosty Bolt. Just gotta make him look insane. Gaslight the population into that. That's stupid and wrong. It's easy. Media does it all the time. No, but do I really want to neuter the population? You see, I like the people of Chiron being strong and solid. I love my country. I love my people. And I want what's best for them. You know what's best for my country and my people? Destroying the neighboring country. Because then my people have more space to roam and to evolve the infrastructure. Hail Chiron. Yes, hail. Hail, hail, my glorious country. Hail to our glorious leader. Hey, Katya. Hey, Sev. Big goth sister Katya. Goth? Oh, you know, I don't mind that. I think the idea of goth would be kind of fun. Would all the wealth in the realms outbuy that? Well, I mean, what good is all of the wealth in all the other realms if I can't help my Chironites? I love the people, and the people are one with me. I'm not a ruler. I'm but a simple common man. A simple human. If all the wealth in the realm, all the wealth in all of the world meant giving up on Chiron, then there's no point in having all the wealth in the world. I need to have strength and sturdiness in my position. I need to keep what I can secure and safe. And I love my country. Without my country, who would I show off my brother's flayed corpse to? There needs to be a castle I need to stick his head on a pike outside of. Huh? No. No, we gotta keep Chiron going. I can always accrue more wealth over time. I can always rebuild. But without a Chiron, there's nothing to build for. Chat, her design is very human. I'm very human. Yes. You gonna put Otis' corpse on the wall too? Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. I hate that bastard. Sell the country at its peak, then buy the dip. I'm not looking to own the country. I want it to grow.
I like Quran because it has our favorite big titty knife ear boss.
I'm not a knife ear! This is just a birth defect! This has nothing to do with my species! And my chest isn't that big. I'd like to say it's modest. I'd say that I'm like a C cup at most. I mean, look at me. I think you've just never felt the touch of a woman before, so you have no idea what sizes are. I would say they are inconvenient at this size. I would much prefer to be flat. I would say they're E-cups. Oh, not in the slightest. This is a C-cup with a push-up bra. She's wearing a sports bra. Nah. Nah, sports bra would shrink it.
C cup is good. Medium is premium, as they say, _Sable laugh.
Yes, it's very balanced. Very balanced. Oh.
I mean, neither have you.
Chat, she wants to be a lolly. No! I would never give up my long legs. Are you fucking kidding me? What's wrong with you? I would say that this is the only good thing I ever inherited from my mother. Look at my goddamn glorious gallivanting legs. Huh? Wants to be a lolly. Shut the fuck up! Long leg lolly. Then that's not a lolly! Lolly long legs. Why does that feel like some sort of slur? Why do I feel like I was just called something bad? Can you imagine? That would just look like a baby on stilts. Like the rest of like the proportions being like regular, like lolly proportions, but with long fucking legs. Like what the fuck kind of demon would that be? That would literally look like a child standing on stilts. Like, I mean, that's, you know what that gives? That gives 3 kids standing on top of each other's shoulders, wearing a trench coat, sneaking into the movie theater. That's what happens if you fuck with proportions. Gazelle is gonna look at me. Zoom, zoom. The orb has decided to grant Katya mercy. Grant me mercy. Hey, auntie.
Legs are the best part. Keep them on.
Would you want to be a tomboy instead, boss? I mean, I think it's all about the stylizing. if I took my hair out, if I took my obnoxious rose braid out, if I let my hair go down long and flow, I could allow myself to be very feminine, or I could tie up my hair even tighter, even cleaner, maybe even make it a tight braid that goes down my long back, a long braid down my back, and dress more masculine, and I could be a tomboy. But right now, my priority isn't style. My priority is business, baby. Like, come on now. Unless you're saying a different kind of outfit would bring in more guests to the casino. I do know that when I put Fido and Hawthorne in bunny suits, that did bring in an uptick. But I'm usually in my office. Nobody really sees me on the show floor except for at night. So I don't think changing out of my professional uniform really does much except for scare the people that I'm having meetings with. I do have a noblesse oblige. I have to remain noble. I have a reputation I'm trying to build after all.
Not sure if I am ready for Butch Katya.
Would you put Memoria in a bunny suit for the business? Oh, absolutely. I would put every single member of Equilibrium in the tightest, skimpiest, sexiest of bunny suits if they would let me. I would absolutely make them thebomb.com. I would sex them the fuck up if it would get me money.
Imagine how long your ears would look as a lolly, crying face emoji.
I would
crying
not
face
like
emoji,
to imagine that,
crying face
because
emoji.
that's stupid. We had a literal art stream about this. For lolly proportions to work, everything has to be proportioned in a very specific way. If all of my body shape changed, the ears would also change shape and size. Like, you're being so daft here. Necro, I'm killing you right now. You're bothering me. Necro, I want you to die. Katya, the rule of funny, says nuh-uh. Yeah, well, I have the rule of the gun, and the gun says uh-huh. At least Pennyworth agrees with me on one thing and one thing only, and that's sexual degeneracy needs to die. You see, he's a bit of a prude, a bit of a traditionalist. And you know, I like to agree sometimes for the bit. Anything for the sake of the bit. If it's funny, it happens. Dick's out for Necro. No, don't do that. He'd like that. Anyways, gotta go for real this time. See you around, Donna. Have a good one, Maximus.
More like rule of cunny, am I right?
Okay, no need to be crass, Heracross. Get that shit out of here. No need to be sexual degenerates. No. We don't talk about sex here. We talk about drugs and violence. And drugging people violently. And killing them. And dismembering them. And inappropriate corpse usage. Actually, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, no degeneracy. No degeneracy if it involves me, okay? We can be degenerate about everyone else, though. No, but Real talk. This ain't the place for sexy things. Not because I'm like, oh, sex and sex talk is verboten, but it's more just like, we don't got that kind of culture here. We're vibing in the casino. And you know what? If you really want whores, that's what the 3rd floor is for. But in my office, I mean, we're here to talk shop. And you know, when we're in the cave, we're here to talk drugs. Not necessarily ones that I would take, but you know, when we're at the bar, we're here to get angry. This is where we go to get angry. I feel like if we ever had sex talk, we would have it here, at the bar. I feel like this is the most appropriate area to make sex jokes. Wouldn't you agree? I feel like the sex scenario would happen at the bar. But not in my office. Keep it clean and professional, guys. Let's go hang out in the cave for a while. And here I thought there was only one flower. Looks like somebody missed the birthday event, Salty Dog. Hi, Kaminsky. The bar's more public though, boss. Exactly. That's why you have to be a true degenerate to actually talk like that. I had an exam? Well, you need to study up. Thankfully, everything you need to know about the birthday stream is pretty much condensed in the first half hour. I'd like one sex on the beach, please. Did you say the sex word? Sag. Why are you Sag, Necro? Why are you Sag, Necro? Do you want to tell the class why you're Sag, Necro? Actually, wait. I feel like we need to go to the bar for this one. There. Feel free to talk about why you're feeling Sag, Necro. That way I can actually crush you underfoot once and for all. Wouldn't happen to have anything to do with something cute and funny, would it?
This music is great BTW.
Yeah, the cave music is real boppin'. Put the gun down first. You guys spent at least 20 minutes making fun of my boobs, talking about my legs as if I was a spider. Come on now. I have every right to my gun. Kind of like how you have every right to say a funny word.
Fine, knife ear, it's Friday, just pennies worth me, and I'll be on my way.
I have one more thing about Weaponfall, I think, that I can talk about. I'll only talk about it, though, if Abra is still here. Abra, if you're still here, I'll mention it. But you have to say something in chat. Can I say the N-word here? The N-word is necro, and if you say the word necro, I'm putting you in timeout. How's that, Necro? Your name's a slur now! Ha! No, don't get out the wallet. Just say a message. Wait, sorry. Furnace said your name. I have to put him in timeout. Can I say my own name? That's crazy. Crazy, Undying. That's crazy, Undying. Yappa, yappa, yappa. Okay, Abra. There are some weapons in Weaponfall that we can't wield physically. They're too big. They're very powerful, in theory. And they're alive. And the reason Weaponfall is so dangerous is because it's actually overrun by corruption. There, that's some bite-sized information for you to chew. Katya just said a slur, you gotta time yourself out. What? Wait, when did I say the slur? Your own mod said it. Oh no. Excuse you, I have the pass. I have the pass. I can say the N-word. I can say necro. Huh? I can say necro. Necrosis. Don't shoot him again, he likes penetration. That's insane. I have the pass. Despite making up for 13% of all chats, he's responsible for 50% of all chat shenanigans. Yes, this post has been fact-checked as true. It is dangerously close to one of the actual N-words. If you tell Twitter, it's over. Yes, we should deport him, yes, for our safety. Just so that nobody accidentally says a word that's, like, not even remotely close to another word. We should kill him. Not because I'm bored, but because, you know, for the safety of this channel. You know how much I hate clippers anyway. Any last word, you filthy clipper? Necro? Any last words? That's a slur. Okay, okay. This bit is so stupid. This is dumb. Clippa. Oh, Happy Feet! You're the other one. I recognize you. You're the one who does all the clips in Russian. Hello. I'll make sure that next time I go on a spree where I'm killing all the clippers that you're included. I'll kill you next. Slavs, my beloved. Privyet. Yeah. We love our Slavic fans. Well, I don't even know if you're fans. You're just tunes. You're here. So I guess my Slavic indentured servants? Going to drive by the clippers? Only community that actively tries to get timed out, where it's a badge of honor. I feel like we need a timeout counter at this point. Hello from Poland? Hello! I like your flag. I like the Polish flag. Hey, Hemlock. Anyway. Real Polish flag or upside down Polish flag? Yes, I love the Indonesians as well. Man, I wish Poland was real. Yeah, a fantasy. Poland is like Canada. Neither exist. Sup, Crow. You've missed a very fruitful session of me torturing Necro for no reason other than I can. He's fast becoming my favorite punching bag. I need to get new victims. I need to get better victims. I feel like I'm just targeting the same individuals over and over again, and that's not fair. Some of you others, you know, need correction sometimes. What about Eastern Poland, the EU country? Oh, we want to talk about Ukraine? That would be an interesting topic for another day. Here's the thing. The politics of the Rus-Ukraine war at the moment are not something that I want to get into. But I'm willing to get into the politics of literally every other war at the moment. So that alone should tell you enough about me. Yes? Let's just say that I've got a very deep Slavic connection. I love all of our Russian and Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Pokemon vs. Digimon, exactly. Gotta step on every rig possible. Ah! Ah! Saying correction like an invitation. Look, I can only say correction because Necro is timed out. If Necro wasn't timed out, he'd be spamming "Ugh" with the red anger mark emoji and the crying emoji. And I can't handle that. I can't handle that. So I gotta apply correction when he's not around. Hmm? Only those that need to improve are applied correction. Necro correction needed. Kill yourself. Now. Oh boy, nothing like Slavic brotherhood. I'll do that for him. Oh, okay. Okay. And now the peanut gallery is out. I'm starting to think she does this on purpose. Look, anything for the sake of the bit, and the bit is for everything. Any and everything for the sake of the bit.
Bratty Katya needs correction. Crying face emoji.
No.
Emoji.
No, actually. You know why? Because these legs go on for days. You can't correct what's already right. Alright, I gotta do some bullshit. It was fun being here. Till next time, SABLETOONS. Be safe out there, Furnace. And hopefully I see you swing by the karaoke later. And if not, I mean, hey, you can always catch the VOD and mock my singing skill. And how can you correct perfection? Exactly. I can never be corrected because I am perfect. In every way imaginable. If you took my legs away, then I wouldn't be perfect. Though, if you took my legs away and you just had me, like, you gave me stumps. I mean, I'd be perfect in a different way. I need to check to see if we have any third floor amputees. Hey, do you know, can you run upstairs for me real quick and check to see if we have any amputees on the 3rd floor? You're such a pansy! Memoria ruined you! You're no fun. Fangsie could get you some sweet prosthetics, right? Can you imagine having, like...
Not the Cugget.
It's such a stupid fucking sounding name. No, but, like, can you imagine, like, a prosthetic, animatronic leg made with the guts plastic? You know, like the see-through, clear, colored plastic that all the electronics used to have? I would love to have a guts plastic leg. I'm sure Ava would love making a quad amputee for the 3rd floor. I should put it in order. 3rd floor is renowned for having everything you could imagine and some things you can't and would rather you hadn't witnessed. Well, here's the thing, Gideon. Actually, the 3rd floor is treated pretty solidly. I've got very specific criteria for a 3rd floor employee. You cannot be a 3rd floor employee if you actually have any kind of disease. Nothing that can be spread to the patrons. We are only allowed to have one dedicated disease carrier, and that is if I want to specifically target an individual and give them that disease. And that person has a lot of health checkups and healthcare. Because, again, we don't want them spreading it to other people, and we also don't want them to die. The rest of the people, if they catch something from a patron, well, that in itself becomes a piece of blackmail, but they also get retired from the 3rd floor immediately effective, and they're put somewhere else in the casino. Like, I know some of the 3rd floor workers are now showgirls. Like, they perform on the stage downstairs. We're kink-shaming bug chasers already. Well, here's the thing. I can't, like, blackmail somebody if they're dead. Alright? And there's a lot of risks that come with purposely getting somebody sick at a casino establishment. While I may not have a ton of red tape and not have a ton of hoops, like, there are some regulations I am kind of breaking. I don't need to be hounded 24/7 for other regulations. Yes? Like, I have to run a very tight ship. Now, those that do make it to the 3rd floor, they have to fit certain aesthetic bills. They have to be of clean health, and in return, they do get bonus benefits that none of my other employees get. They do get sick leave, and they do get proper health care. Yes. And, you know, they don't get turned into fucking rats. Having a certified disease spreader for blackmail purposes on retainer is diabolical. I mean, hey. That's the nice thing about a disease carrier. If others catch it and the certified one gets too sick and they have to retire early, then I can just grab another one off the show floor that's an ex-3rd floor employee. Also, am I a rat? I hate to think this office isn't as grand and glorious as I thought. Well, we're in the bar right now. And everybody here is either a rat or an enforcer. I mean, there is some, like, actual show floor workers here, but not a ton. Is there an OSHA equivalent in Ferris? And how do inspections go if you got any? The Crown has specific inspections that they do. So, I mean, I do get let off the hook because this is technically, like, a branch of the Imperial Intelligence. But, again, since this is technically tied to the Imperial Intelligence, if I cause them too many problems, then the place gets shut down, and it'll reflect inevitably on the Empress, so I have to play my cards carefully. And whatever bad shit does happen, I have to take the fall for all of it. It doesn't matter if it's in service. Can rats be enforcers? Do they have little vests? Can the rats dream of upward social mobility? No, they cannot. Enforcers are chosen basically on certain physical criteria. You have to be sturdy enough in the first place.
Check, Sable sip.
Thank you. My throat is getting a bit parched. I'll finish my tea. What regulation do you hate the most? Ugh, the fucking fire code is such a hassle. Messes with my decorations. I get why it's important, but like, man... But no, to answer your questions, if you're a rat, if you're a toon, the only quote-unquote upwards mobility you can expect is, you know, paying back all of your debt and not being a toon anymore. I shoot you and you become a human again. Or whatever the fuck you were before. Not all toons are humans. I mean, we've got some beast folk. Ugh. No. Though, while they're not enforcers, we do have some show floor people that were ex-toons that decided to stick around, and now they're just proper employees. So instead of paying off debt, they're just getting paid a salary. They still have to follow the same rules as other show floor people, but unlike the other show floor people, they get to leave at the end of the day. So it's what it is. Boss trying to shoot us and to return us to our old form, but Pennyworth does some trolling and kills us instead. You know, that hasn't happened yet, but I wouldn't put it past him. He likes to ruin my day. Mambo's looking pretty dead over there. Oh, he's just tired. Don't worry about him. Can we upgrade from toon to showgirl, hypothetically? Again, when people are chosen for their specific roles to pay off their debt, it's for a reason. And if you are made into a toon, it's because you didn't fit into any other role in the casino. You are seen as disposable. The other roles, they're vital.
Kick store open toons, I'm back. And Miss Sable. I apologize for the interruption, and more so for my absence, but I believe we have some unfinished business. Now might not be the right time to discuss such matters, but it feels good to be back.
Jeffrey Epstein! Thank you for the Aka soup, but thank you for the 100. And welcome back! Welcome back to the casino, my favorite patron, my favorite guest. Oh, big spender, but also a very dear compatriot. I have the juiciest file on you. Lots of fun, lots of fun. Why don't you sit down here by the couch and I'll crack you open some whiskey. He's back. I knew he's still alive. Oh yeah, no. He didn't hang himself. Come on, guys. But yeah, it's wonderful to see you in chat. Glad that you're still around. He didn't actually commit, and he escaped to Feyre's. What lore? iPhone cucked me from Lady Katya time with an update. Damn. What kind of model do you have? Like the iPhone 3? Drinks are getting to me. See you later, Donna. Toons, my pleasure. Have a good one, Undying. See you later. Boss, what's your favorite fruit that doesn't grow on Earth? Captain Pontilius. If I had to be honest, it looks like a blackberry, and it's pretty comparable to a blackberry for you guys. But they're called forels. Forels. They're small, they're tart, they're sweet. Yeah, Obliterator. Forels. You can make them into a pie. You can make them into a tart. Very versatile. I personally like them in cakes. Have you tried meat berries? No. I don't think Mambo's fine. I think the DMT got to him. Oh, fine, I'll give him a poke. Alright, you're scaring your fans, you stupid fat piece of shit. Wake up! Ah! Oh my god, can you not hear him snoring? Wake up! Oh, for... Can you handle your stupid fat fuck of a brother? Okay, thank you. They strip a big strawberry down with the fiber structure and encourage animal cells to grow on them, and inside them you end up with a berry that's made of pork or chicken. Yeah, no, I've heard of the delicacy, but I've not had it before. You try putting a pin in him? No, he's got a CD stuck inside him. Are they actually brothers, or is there solidarity amongst toons? I would say there's solidarity amongst toons. I personally just say shit to them. And they kind of accept it because they have no choice. Katya's good with words. I'm doing my best. I will say I'm very thirsty right now. Can you repeat that? No! You know what I can do, though? I want to show you what I'm working on for Halloween. I just got to pull open Unity. Or maybe I can just pull open VRC because I imported it in. Might be better if I actually open VRC and I can just show you that way. And then after I show you guys a sneak peek of what I'm working on for me and Fangsie, then we will go find somebody to raid. But I'm excited. I think I'm doing a spectacular job. Let's see. Let's move over down here. Okay, do I have it set up? Do I have the tracker? Okay, I do. Hold on. Let's turn on the mirror. What do you guys think? It's still a work in progress. I gotta work on the emission maps a bit, because they're a bit strong, but... And... Hold on. I'll show you the other one that I'm working on as well. This one, I need to do some fixes. Do you like my list of different outfits? Yeah, we're matching! You can see it kind of floating there. Yeah. I've also been working on, like, special costumes here. Hold on. Now, this one is the one that was in the lore video. This one I had somebody else kit bash. The body type is a little bit different than I would like. This one is one of the ones that I was showing off on Twitter. So this is all white hair Katya, and then we've got a full black hair Katya as well. And it's got like a cloak, and it's got a bunch of stuff. There's also... I think this one's the one. I think it's this one. The black hair. It also has the same clothing toggles, but if let's... You can see that it's got some very specific differences. There's a little project that I want to put together for Halloween if I can in time, but if those who know what my favorite musical is, you can probably guess what that's for. But we've got the two musical outfits, and then we've got the matching Halloween costume. Now, it'll probably just be for when I run around VRC with her. We probably won't be using these costumes for much else, but I don't know, it was a lot of fun to put together. Can I grab my gun? Anyway. Enough of that. So, that was our sneak peek. That was the sneak peek of the Halloween stuff I'm working on. We've got blue fire doggo, and I've got my little red kitsune kind of fit. Very similar because same basic idea. But I thought, well, I'm making both of us models. I can give us cute matching costumes, and we can go to different Halloween worlds together. Her response was like, okay. She's kind of just accepted that this is happening to her. Look, I love dragging my dog around. You see, I don't need a shock collar for Fangsie. She's like Scooby-Doo. You just gotta give her the right kind of dog treat, and then she comes. Mambo, my boy, disappeared. No, I got rid of him. Shut up! Stop asking for him. He's not dead! Oh my god. He's right here. You made me drag him out of his pile. Katya forcing Fangsie to have sibling bonding moments with her because Katya missed the chance to have a good sibling relationship with Dominic. You know what? You can psychoanalyze me all you want. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm the one that gets to be in a cute matching outfit with her, not you. Shut up. Kill yourself right now. Me, me, me. Oh, let me make sure that I can raid properly. Bum, 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 bum. Speaking of, she's playing Project Zomboid right now. Make sure you give our good resident dog a rats where the rats. Bye-bye.